Hi, I'm Raja Matangi, an engineering graduate with 6 years of experience across various booths like CBSE, Cambridge, and ICSE. I have 6 years of teaching experience towards the primary sections, and I have been handling all subjects for them, including maths, science, social studies, English, and Hindi even. And I'm also comfortable in handling students of grades 6 to 8 in the subjects science and mathematics. Now, I would like to take upon my subject of interest as science for today, and the topic for today is living things in their environment. Let's go on with our session. So today's class, we are going to learn about living things and the environment, and the topics which are to be covered today are habitats, the food chain, the different components of a food chain, and the basics of a food chain. Okay. First, before moving on to the topic, we all know that living things are live and survive in a particular environment. It is not that all living things can exist in all environments. That is not possible. As of now, to our knowledge, we have seen that different living things are able to survive in a particular habitat. Okay, we are using the term habitat again and again, but what does habitat mean? Okay, so let's go on with, initially to start with, we will start with what are habitats. Okay, fine. So what are habitats? Habitats are living or the places where the living things exist. So it has all the optimum conditions such as food, shelter, so that the organisms can live comfortably over there. As we have seen in this picture, we have desert habitats, ocean habitats, the jungle habitats, the polar, the grassland habitats, and the wetland habitats. So if you see in different habitats, the animals living there or the different living things over there, which includes the animals, the plants, etc., are different. It is not that the animals which could exist on a desert habitat will also be able to exist on a ocean habitat. So net result, we come to the conclusion that habitats are places where different living things live. And now, taking this habitats into consideration, we now go upon with the next topic, the food chain. Okay, before going on to food chain, we will consider a particular habitat. Can you guess what habitat it is? Any guesses? Yeah, this is a tree habitat. So in this tree habitat, you can see so many living things inside it. So you can see the bees, you can see the crow, the parrot, the squirrels, the monkeys, the snake, ants, and so many organisms in it. Okay. So we are now going to consider the food chain for this particular tree habitat. Okay. So what is meant by a food chain? It is nothing but it tells us about the feeding relationship which exists between the different organisms here. Okay, so now going on with food chains. Before going on with the food chains, we have a few terms which we must be familiar with. They are the producers, the consumers, the prey, and the predator. So these are some of the components of a food chain. Okay, so before going on with what is a food chain, let's first be clear with what are the components of the food chain. Okay, so we have the term producer. I hope you can guess from this the word itself, what does a producer mean? It is nothing but a, a living thing which can produce its own food. Which can produce its own food? Is it a plant, animal, or a human being? It is yes. It is only the plant which can produce its own food, and hence it is called as the producer. So the producers is a green plant that can make its own food. Okay. Next, we come across the consumers. Okay, what are consumers? Can consumer prepare its own food? No, not possible. They will not be able to prepare its own food. Instead, they depend on the producers. Exactly, yeah. They depend on the producers to prepare, to have their food. Then they cannot, since they cannot prepare their own food. Yes. So the consumers are the animals that eat other organisms. Next, we have the term prey. All of you must have heard about this, right? Prey. What is a prey? You have two more options. They are an animal that eats another animal and an animal that is eaten. So what could it be? It is the animal that is eaten. Yes. So a prey is an animal which is being eaten by another animal. And last but not the least, we have the predator. So what is a predator? So a predator is none but an animal that eats other animals. So a predator always hunts for its prey. Yes. So these are some of the components of different food chains. So we use these different components for different food chains. All food chains start with a producer and it extends from the consumer. Okay. Now, as I told you, a food chain gives about the feeding relationships in a particular habitat. Hope you all can see the tabular column with the boxes here. Okay. So now we are considering the food chain for a tree habitat. Exactly. So first comes the tree. So you all know that the tree can prepare its own food, right? So that is the producer. So the next we have the insects. What is the food for the insects? The insects feeds on small pluming leaves, then the fruits, vegetables, stems, branches, whatever is the part of a tree, the insect will feed on that. Okay, can you see one arrow mark over here? What does it mean? So these arrow marks are very important on a food chain. The direction of the arrow mark represents the transfer of the energy. So the energy from the tree is transferred to the insects now when the insects feed on them. And it also, apart from the energy flow, it also indicates that it is the food of the other organism. So the tree becomes the food for the organism, the insect. Okay. And now we have come across a term called the primary consumer. So what are primary consumers? So primary consumers feed immediately on the producers. They are called the primary consumers. Next, we have these small insects are fed by the smaller birds. On a tree habitat, what are the small birds you come across? You come across crows, mynas, sparrows. Yes, so those are the small birds. So they are called as the secondary consumers. So these secondary consumers get their energy from the primary consumers, or in other words, it can be said that the food for the secondary consumers is obtained from the primary consumers, right? And next we have, did you come across a snake under the tree? Yes. So the snake also belongs to a tree habitat and the snake feeds on the smaller birds. So they form the tertiary consumers, and these snakes are even hunted by eagles. So, and they become the top predators in the tree habitat. Okay. So having seen all this, so is it possible to group all these consumers, the primary, the secondary and the tertiary consumer and the predator, top predator also, because they do not prepare their own food. Instead, what do? They depend on the other organisms for their food. So what is the term, general term I can use for all these four? It is none but the consumers. Exactly. So we have the producers and the consumers in general. Okay, having seen about the producers and the consumer, how is it possible for the tree to produce its own food? What is the raw material it takes? Where does the tree get its energy from? Yes. So sun is the ultimate source of energy. We all would have heard about photosynthesis during your lower classes, right? Exactly. So by the process of photosynthesis, through sunlight, the plants or the trees prepare their own food. So the sun is the ultimate source of energy, which helps in the trees to produce its own food. Okay. So the energy flow happens from the sun, then it through the sun, the tree produces its own food. So from the tree, the energy is transferred to the primary consumers, from the primary consumers to the secondary, from the secondary to the tertiary, and from the tertiary to the top predators at last. Last but not the least, there is one more term. Do you know what it is? It's none but the decomposers. Exactly. Yeah. So what are decomposers? Decomposers are microorganisms. We will not be able to see it with our naked eyes. They are called the microorganisms. It includes the bacteria as well as the fungi. So what do these bacteria and fungi do? What is the role of the decomposers in the food chain? They are all small, tiny microorganisms which cannot even be seen. Then what role do they play in this? Yes. So these microorganisms, what do they do? So whenever any of the living thing, it could either be a tree or an insect or a bird or a snake or an eagle, whichever dies in this particular food chain, these decomposers will act on them. When they act on them, they will be breaking down those organisms into complex substances, which in further will be broken down into very simple substances, and at last what happens, these simpler substances add up nutrients to the soil. And then what happens when the nutrients are present in the soil? Will it be consumed by any others? Yes, the ultimate or living thing which is consuming the nutrients from the soil is none other than the tree or the producer or the green plants in general. Yes. So this is how a food chain goes. So it starts from a producer and it ends with the decomposers, and the decomposers in turn adds up nutrients to the soil, and that in turn comes to the tree, and this follows as a cycle. It doesn't get ended up, instead it follows like a cycle. That is why there is a balance in the ecosystem. When a slight balance, there is an imbalance, the whole of the ecosystem gets damaged, and instead the food chain, the animals living in that particular food chain suffer a lot because of these imbalance. Okay, so now taking upon all this into our mind, so we will now summarize what we have learned in our class, and that comes to us as a basics of food chain. Yes. So what are the basics? Let's just have a quick recap of whatever we learned now. So it is the plants get their energy from the sun and they are able to prepare their own food. The plants are the producers because they prepare their own food, and the consumers cannot prepare their own food. And consumers, we came across the primary, secondary, and the tertiary consumers. In general, these are the consumers we have in a food chain. In certain food chains, you have even top predators too. And the predators always feeds on its prey. A prey is always an animal. A prey cannot be a plant. Okay. And the predators and prey are the consumers. Last but not the least, to end up the food chain, we have the decomposers, which are the microorganisms that add up nutrients to the soil by acting on the dead materials present in that habitat. And those decomposers are the bacteria as well as the fungi. So when this food chain goes like a cycle, there is a balance in the ecosystem. An imbalance is created whenever there is a damage in it. So let's try not to break up the food chain created by our beautiful mother nature, so that there is a perfect balance in the ecosystem. I hope you all would have enjoyed my class. And in case of any queries, you can get back to me. Thanks.